Really appreciate you saying this is a technology that is definitely going to democratize automation. Um, Joining me is also Adya and Karandeep Singh, who are from the marketing and technical expertise. So, largely, what are we talking about is factories of future, collaborative robots. The use of this technology is to create factories of future. What does Universal Robots manufacture? We manufacture collaborative robot arms. The four arms what we manufacture are UR3, 5, 10, and 16. You can see the entire array of or the entire product portfolio what we have to the right hand side. These are the four robots what we manufacture. There's a silent cobot revolution which is happening in this country. Like um, like Prasad mentioned, there are over 44,000 collaborative robots deployed globally. It's a huge install base. It's a huge install base of collaborative robots in this country, I mean, in this world, with over 44,000 robots helping SMEs and SMEs, matching the likes of a large enterprise, medium enterprise, anything, supplying components to them with absolute quality. What's most relevant to this market is you do not need an expertise of robotics or robotic background or even an engineering background to program these. This is extremely useful for a market like us. It's also it's getting you closer towards helping you and your automation and factories of today in this era wherein COVID-19 has disrupted a lot of things in its usual flow of manufacturing, in the usual flow of manufacturing. So what are we looking at today? We do not want people to be right next to each other. We want some spacing. This is where social distancing comes into picture. If you see the image over here, this is taken from Bajaj, which is our largest customer for using of collaborative robots. 150 plus cobots are being deployed at Bajaj, a legacy customer of Universal Robots. So you see a lady working over here doing the nut tightening application or the bolt tightening application, as they usually call it, and then the robot suspended from the top. So the difficult task, which is usually considered as dumb, dirty, and dangerous, is being replaced by a robot. But the more intellectual job is given to the lady or the human being to do it. But what it helps you today is to ensure that there's a good factor of partial automation. You do not want to automate the entire plant like what Tesla did, and they shot themselves in the foot because over automation is also a problem. You don't need to over automate. You need to just fit in a robot which will solve your bottleneck. It democratizes automation, giving you an access to anyone can program. You don't need an expertise in everyone. The whole, I showed you four robots. All of these robots largely weigh around 30 kilos, the largest one I mean. That can be lifted by two people and moved from one station to another. So your factor of redeployment and not using one robot, one station is completely changed. So one robot, one station is something what used to happen. Today, we are talking of a technology which can be redeployable from one station to another station or from one factory to another factory. I know there is a lot of people on this call, on this webinar, and a lot of applications can also be thought of. This is where cobots are largely being deployed, from machine tending, which is your CNC machines, wherein people can deploy a robot, which is tending to two CNC machines, VMC machines. Assembly areas, pick and place, which is generally a tedious task and does not require human intelligence. Quality inspection, wherein you can mount a camera or any kind of inspecting device onto the robot and then use it for quality inspection. Bolt tightening, screw tightening kind of applications, injection molding in the plastic industry, gluing, dispensing in the glass and other industries, or even the automotive and automobile segment. Packaging and palletizing, this is where you can largely deploy these cobots in the end of line jobs, handling few of these carton boxes, which usually fills in with bottles. And so when you're talking of the next generation of manufacturing, the factories of future, this is a study from Frost and Sullivan, the largest consultants from the manufacturing industry also. They have listed 50 technologies which is going to disrupt manufacturing. It includes innovative technologies and technologies of future. They highlight something in the advanced manufacturing and automation called collaborative robots. So this technology is going to help you in future. This technology is something which is going to drive the future manufacturing. This is Industry 4.0 lever, which is in a circle released by McKinsey. It has got 24 levers which indicate the technologies what is required in order to see your manufacturing go towards Industry 4.0 level. One of the biggest segment which is catered to is called labor. If you see the segment of labor highlights a space of human robot collaboration, which is the DNA of this company, which manufactures these robotic arms. A human should be allowed to work alongside a robot, wherein he should not have any fear of safety when a robot and human is working together. So when we built the system, when we built a robot, the primary DNA was about safety. We have to ensure there's enough safety in the system to allow a human and robot work together. You see images like this, industrial robots. Okay, I've got one question which has come in that do you have any customer references from the plastic molding industry? Yes, we do have some of those customers from the plastic molding industry. I think Adya or Karan will send you a link, or I will answer that towards the end of this session. Okay. Industrial robots and collaborative robots. Industrial robots have been in this world for over 40, 60 years. The first one went into a General Motors factory, which you see something on the left, a huge size machines. The machines are usually fenced. All of this to exist. On the right hand side, you're talking of factories of future. I don't want something fenced taking a lot of space. I want it to be mobile. I have to move from one station to another station. Dexterity becomes a big value addition in my manufacturing state. The technology becomes accessible. It's never compromised on the technical, the safety side of it. TS 15066 speaks how safe it is to use these collaborative robots on a factory floor along with human beings. So what does the factories of future look like? This is what it will look like. You've got a robot, a human, a robot, a human, a robot, a human. Why is this? When you have a human and robot working together, the robot largely does the difficult task, the human does the intellectual job. So the robot and human working together complements the whole job or the task and making it much more efficient, resulting in a good 85% reduction of idle time. What it creates, it's breakthrough factories. An 85% reduction in idle time is definitely going to impact your throughput. Your productivity is going to go up. Your inventory levels in your factory will come down. Your operating cost of managing labor has also come down because they are just not doing a repeated task, but they're adding more value onto your job. So a short glimpse of what we'll be going through is this. The bigger benefits will be these systems can be plugged, all the four robots I showed you in the beginning, UR3, UR5, UR10, and UR16, all can be plugged into a single phase power. Single phase power is just required to run these robots. It's extremely easy to program. You just need an hour for setup and you just can plug and play without even any training on it. You have online training academies, which is available free of cost on our platform. You can definitely learn the entire programming and run the system without any of our assistance. These cobots are designed to work on confined spaces. 190 mm of space is what is required to mount the robot. At 190 mm, you can mount a robot and mount it at any desired position, which is floor, roof, or at any angle. It's flexible to redeploy. You can go from one station to another station. A maximum of 350 to 500 watts is all that is needed. And an expertise of using a smartphone is all that is needed to run a collaborative robot. All these look simple, very simple, but it's not that simple either. It's got 65 patents built on safety to make it so safe for operators to work along with human beings. With this, we have deployed close to 44,000 collaborative robots globally. The only company to have the largest install base, the company which founded this technology and a pioneer in this space is Universal Robots. Having said that, the next question naturally in your mind is, what kind of applications can we think about? You see on the left side, we're talking about screw tightening. We're talking about moving gantries and vision-based tightening. 12 bolts are being tightened using a vision system on a Bajaj line. On the other hand, you can find inspection jobs wherein this is all manual. You can find tightening, which is done under chassis. Under a car, a robot is going and doing a difficult job of tightening. So these are very repeated jobs which are uh, dumb, dirty, and dangerous. Now this the entire system is being replaced by something which is more relevant towards manufacturing of future. On the other side, you will find a small, on the left corner side, you will find MSME deploying one robot to tend to machines. This is from Pune, a customer called Shruti Engineers. They are able to do it, but just not in the automotive space. You also find it in the F&B space, where the robot is mounted upside down, helping women over here just in filling up these sacks. This is when the demand during seasonal times like Diwali and etc. goes through the roof. You need support of such automation, which will help women and people on the shop floor with automation to ensure that the throughput and the deliveries are on time. These can be, stated like the large companies are able to do it, the smaller companies might not able to afford it. Here's a list of all these cases are available online on YouTube. A company called Craft and Technique, which saw a significant 20% increase in productivity just by deploying cobots. The same with new engineering. They started with one collaborative robot, and in the span of 6 months, were able to deploy 6 to 7 collaborative robots. Was even awarded the Golden Cobot by the manufacturer, which is Universal Robots from Denmark. For the kind of, in a short span, they're able to automate so much and take manufacturing to a whole new level. Shruti Engineers, the video what you just saw. Sai Engravers, a small MSME in Gurgaon, who is able to do spray painting application using collaborative robots. This is water-based paints. We do not do thinner based. We're good to be used for water-based paints. This is Udyam Dal, what you just saw. So we're talking of smaller companies like these, which become a big equalizer to large players. They're able to retain their labor, use them wisely at applications which do not need automation, but a quality being tested by labor. We're looking at partial automation. We're not looking at full automation like the Tesla factory. We're looking at wherein Elon Musk himself said that automation does not need to be fully done. A balance of human and robot, a complex balancing act of design, productivity, quality, and human and machine skills is required to get optimal level of automation. Humans are underrated, which is so true. In today's world, use of humans might actually, with cobots, will actually give you better productivity than just using automation. This is from New Engineering. This is from New Engineering. Please take a look at this video. You'll see how effectively an MSME is able to deploy cobots.
2 सालों तक मैंने पर्सनली प्लांट में मशीन चला के सीखा कि क्या प्रोडक्शन होता है, कैसे प्रोडक्शन होता है। हमारी एम्बिशन यही था कि एक दिन हम भी आज के दिन वर्ल्ड क्लास मैन्युफैक्चरर्स बनेंगे। कॉमर्शियल व्हीकल का डिमांड बढ़ते जा रहा है, तो हमने सोचा कि क्यों नहीं टेक्नोलॉजी को हम लोग यूज़ करें और मशीन खरीदने के जगह हम लोग रोबो खरीदें, ताकि हमारा ऑटोमेशन भी हो जाएगा, कॉस्ट पर कंपोनेंट भी कम हो जाएगा और हम 24 आवर्स अपनी मशीन को चालू कर सकते हैं। एक दिन पता चला कि यूनिवर्सल रोबो जो ह्यूमन फ्रेंडली है, वो भी एक रोबो है जिसको हम लोग यूज कर सकते हैं।
It's been 1.5 years since we've been using UR cobots, and it's been a great experience for us. I still remember when I saw the cobot for the first time, I told my dad, this is what we need for our robots. We have 2 divisions. We have like a small component division and a big component division. For a small component division, I think there's no better robot in the country than our robots. When you're an SME, land is extremely valuable for you. Imagine putting these huge robots in your factory which take up so much space. You need to fence around. Instead of 6 machines, you'll be only able to put 2 machines or 4 machines at max. But in case of UR robots, it can be fit into the space between 2 machines that you have in the factory. You just put it there, plug and play, and you're good to go. यूज करते हैं आराम से, कोई परेशानी आपको नहीं होगी। जरा इस रोबो का यूज करेंगे, कोई परेशानी आपको नहीं होगी। ये एकदम स्मार्टफोन की तरह है, प्रोग्राम आपका इजी है और सेटअप भी इजी है, बहुत लेस टाइम में आप इसको आराम से सेटअप कर सकते
जब मैंने डिलीवरी वर्क में ज्वाइन किया तो मुझे इस काम के बारे में कोई आइडिया नहीं था। मैं धीरे धीरे काम को सीखी, सिर्फ जॉब लगाती थी, डालती थी, बस मुझे यही काम आता था। फिर उसके बाद मैंने यूनिवर्सल रोबो भी सीखी चलाना, और ये मुझे चलाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
लोग अगर आज मान ली रोबोट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो मैं आदमी को बेकार नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं उन लोगों से और अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ, जैसे क्वालिटी, CMM, इंस्पेक्शन, उनको एजुकेट करना, इससे अच्छे काम में करना। आई कैन एक्सप्लोर मोर बिजनेस। करीब करीब 40% हमारा ग्रोथ है। सपोज देयर आर कंपोनेंट्स और इन लैक्स, तो हमको बहुत सोचना पड़ता था कि हम 24 घंटा कैसे चलाएं, तो वो मैं चला पा रहा हूँ। तो ये हमारे लिए वाइबल भी है और प्रोडक्टिविटी भी।
They are actually cobots, collaborative robots as you call them, which work side by side with my workforce on the shop floor.
हमारे जमशेदपुर में कम से कम भी 1000 SMEs फैक्ट्रीज हैं, और मैं हर लोगों को जो कि इस इंडस्ट्री में है, मैं उनको एक ही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि सब रोबो लगाएं। रोबो लगाने के लिए सिर्फ बहुत से डरे नहीं, हर आदमी को चाहिए कि वो उसका कॉम्पिटिटिव कॉस्ट का कैलकुलेशन करे कि मैं क्या इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, तो उसका क्या। मैं अपने यहाँ देखा हूँ कि जो इन्वेस्टमेंट हम करते हैं उसका ROI बहुत अच्छा है। एक रोबो लगाने के बाद हमने 5 रोबो और लगाए, और फ्यूचर में भी हम और लगाने की सोच रहे हैं। कंपोनेंट बना सकते हैं, 100 अच्छे कंपोनेंट बना सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको हजारों या लाखों में अगर बनाना हो तो बिना इंफॉर्मेशन और टेक्नोलॉजी के इसमें
So that was from an MSME, but at the same time, you've got many applications like these. You see, from handling glasses to dispensing on glasses in Mahindra, Ford kind of customers. You also have an inspection of wheel, which can be done. I'm sure you recognize this person on the left bottom corner, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. He's using haptic sensors to use cobots. So you can see that haptic sensors being used. Machine loading, unloading at companies like Bosch, all of these. So all the people over here, feel free to punch in your questions in the Q&A tab, so that we'll be more than happy to answer all of them. If you have any, I'm sure you'll have a couple of applications in your mind. Do share some questions related to that. We'll be more than happy to answer that. But this just didn't stop with industries like this. It's gone into electronics, including creasing of clothes. Who would have thought of using a cobot to help people crease clothes? Even in applications like sanding or buffing. So the left top video, which speaks of companies like Dell to Wistron, which is into your manufacturers of Apple phones and all our phones, right? So all of this being, all these companies do deploy collaborative robots that can help them in their manufacturing. So pick and place, pressing, in this case it was sanding, and packaging. All these can also be done using collaborative robots.
Service provider
For an MSME, here is a solution from a company called BFW, before which I can take one more question. How can robots be used in SME retail? SME retail, I think you'll have to help me a little more, give me a little more information as to what kind of application are you looking at? SMEs, yes. In retail space, are you looking at mom and pop stores? Because that's a different segment. We don't really have a solution over there. But for a 20 kg, the second question was, what will be the price for a 20 kg weight? Unfortunately, we do not have a 20 kg payload robot. We just have a robot for 16 kilos. We can lift anything up to 16 kilos. So we, along with the gripper and every other component, we can go up to 16 kilos. I hope that's answered. I think Karan will also answer that by a link or something for both the questions. So this is for, okay, thank you. This is for an MSME or an SME who's looking at machine tending kind of applications. So just not automotive customers. We saw a quick glimpses of a lot of applications, but here is someone using it at an electronics company handling 2 million PCBs.
such as control units for intelligent electronics. Besides original equipment manufacturers, Melic's customers are mainly automotive suppliers, with Melic being their single source provider for the entire value chain, from development, validation, industrialization, production, and logistics. Melic's offers zero defect quality and 100% delivery reliability at competitive prices. This can be guaranteed only by automating as cost efficiently as possible. That's why we use a cobot from Universal Robots here for packaging small electronic components. Cobots are cost efficient and easy to use. We can realize projects directly with our own engineers. In addition, we relieve our monotonous tasks. The UR5 handles packaging tasks. Our primary goal is to meet the cycle time. The target is to pack each PCB module in 3 to 4 seconds. So, at the Fraunhofer Institute, we were able to realize this project successfully. The cobot is equipped with a gripper specifically developed for this application. After depanelization, the employee places the PCBs in the robot's working area. The robot then scans the PCBs, picks them with a bow gripper, and places them in a tray. Once the tray is fully loaded, the robot grabs it with a vacuum gripper and places it in a box. As soon as a box is fully loaded, the robot closes it and makes it ready for delivery. We were able to transfer the monotonous packaging work from the employee to the UR. This enables us to use our employees in more profitable ways elsewhere. The bottom line is a 25% increase in productivity in this manufacturing cell. Cobot moves slower in areas and shares with humans. We also cushion the gripper tips so the employee can work absolutely safely next to the robot. To me, this project proves that it is possible to realize really short cycle times and high volumes with collaborative applications. The project was very successful. The system runs reliably in production, and we were able to achieve a clear competitive advantage. We package 2 million products per year more cost efficiently than before. Due to the success of this first implementation, we will use cobots again for our next automation projects. After being
So that was from electronics and electronic segment. So you see a difference of how much effective when a human and robot is working together. And there's a lot more questions coming in. Can they be used for inspection of different sizes of glass bottles? The answer is yes. Yes, we can look at it. Uh, I would appreciate if you can drop an email to us to A for Apple, V for Victory, I for India, N for Norway at the rate universal-robots, robots.com. We can and also share a short video of this application. We can definitely have this a solution for you. Do you have a lease-based model for MSMEs? Some of our partners do offer. We can put you in touch with the partners who do offer such kind of a open system, and we'll be more than happy to see how we can help you. Can you share some references from the air conditioning industry? Yes, we do have a reference case. We can definitely talk to you about it. There is an NDA in place, so we cannot be sharing a video with reference to that, but we can definitely talk to you. Having said that, there's a case story from Blue Star, which is released on the public platform, which is you just have to type Universal Robots Blue Star online, and you should be able to get that. We will also share some videos on the casting molding industries. So this could also be a solution for you in your F&B and FMCG industries or in the packing and end of line jobs in order to help you make carton boxes and carton filling. So to make boxes, people are using it. To fill cartons, they're also using it. So these are simple automation jobs, simple tasks, but they are repeated in its kind. So in today's world, you'll have multiple people do this, but it's the same efficiency, the same quality. If a cobot can deliver, and I would look at having cobots do this and look at human being used at different other places. You'll see an application like this in any of your F&B and FMCG and food and beverages basically segment, wherein the human and robot you can see working together. You can automate the entire thing. Naturally, your cost goes up, but partial automation is always less expensive and also a great solution. So you're not seeing any kind of fences, any kind of guarding, no safety, no risks, but it's absolutely comfortable and easy to work along with human beings. At the end of the line, you can have a system like this to perform the end of line palletizing up to 1.2 meters or even 2 meters in some cases. And as we time lapse the whole thing, you can do it for both the sides, pallet on both sides, and give an entire solution for your people to just move the crate. You can see how a line of robots is deployed here. Any job which is very repetitive in its kind, think of using cobots. It's not going to take away jobs, it only creates quality jobs and helps you increase your throughput, reduce inventory, and cost effectiveness of your plant. So it's just not with industries, it's also being deployed with many universities from an IIT Kanpur who participated in the Amazon Pick and Place Challenge globally came as the third place in a contest which was organized by Amazon. So TCS Kanpur partnered with, IIT Kanpur partnered with TCS in order to build the system and show them what can be done. You see students doing all this programming without any caging or fencing. The video on the right hand side, please go on YouTube and type PSD, P for Papa, S for Samuel, G for God, PSG College. Please type that video, you'll find a university like PSG in Coimbatore has bought a Universal Robots to develop a solution for welding. You also can build career centers for students to be a part of that and learn collaborative automation and collaborative technology. A business case, when people say robots or automation takes job, it's actually incorrect. bad management and bad planning usually takes more jobs than automation. Here is a company based out of Madurai, Aurolab or Arvind Eye Care Hospital, who's just got 10 people when they bought the first robot. Today has 700 people globally. Their quality has gone so high that they are able to manufacture from 150 lenses to 10,000 to 15,000 lenses per day. So the whole factory is based out of Madurai in Tamil Nadu, in Chennai, near Chennai. So a factory like this, who's got girls who just passed out of 7th and 10th, are able to program this at a labor cost of close to 7,000 to 5,000. So the kind of level of automation you need to support your labor is more important than to just replace them. You just need to support their workforce, and your productivity and your output will be much higher. So there's a lot of serious applications we spoke of. We just didn't do only serious stuff. We also went into something much cooler, like the robot. It's a really cool product. It's a really cool technology. We also did some really cool applications, like the neurosurgery, a very complex application, brain surgery being done by a hospital in the US with a Bangladeshi doctor, bartending kind of applications to physiotherapy, to L'Oreal doing a video shoot. But it also covered the Rio Olympics, wherein the entire Olympics had the camera mounted on the robot. You can see on the left corner, the entire coverage was done using these cobots. Using them as a chef assistant to make omelets to dosas in Singapore, from pizzas to any kind of applications. The sky is the limit. You can think of different applications which is repetitive in its kind, and you can think of deploying cobots. There's also companies like Kia Motors, which have deployed these cobots on gantry systems, multiple of them, to do a full car inspection. So a full car inspection on systems like this, which are extremely complex, but are today's need to ensure people are not seen on those lines with all risks of COVID and safety hazards. We want to ensure their lives are secure. Safety of health of a person is more important than anything else in today's world. So technologies like this do empower their work and do support their safety. So such kind of applications can be considered, from exteriors to interiors. Everything can be checked using cobots. It's all about how we develop applications to check the presence and absence, quality of these interiors, exteriors, everything is being done by using cobot. How does a human and robot work together? This is from BMW. The kind of quality of cars they manufacture is considered as top of the line. They invest in top of the line technology like cobots to support their quality cars. The gap inspection, which is done in every BMW car, is a result of using of such technologies and cameras, and a perfect inspection, which is done when everything goes green, is when the car is good to go. So these are technologies wherein we think you can deploy cobots and use them to take your manufacturing to a whole new level. The first robot we installed, Tex in Denmark, is still using the same robot. So since 12 years, the first robot was sold in 2008. Since then, we started the journey of making cobots since 2005. Since then, we've been manufacturing cobots. We've sold 44,000 cobots. The first robot which we sold is towards Tex. And since 10 years, they've still been using that robot. As I go to the next technology, I'll take one more question. I think most of them are being answered by Karan and my team. Thank you so much. Yeah, so going to the next level of product, we've also evolved as a company. We started the first generation of robot, to the second, to the third, and then to the fifth. So what you're seeing today is the E series, which is the fifth generation of technology, the latest in its kind. So this system is much robust. It's got dual safety redundancy platform. So it's absolutely secure to work with. You can communicate to the robot via TCP/IP, Modbus, Profinet, Ethernet. So you can also control the stopping distance, stopping time, everything. And it's from a communication standpoint, It's 500 hertz system bus, which is 4 times faster than the older generation. In the older generation of robots, it usually takes about half an hour to replace a joint, 15 minutes to half an hour. In the latest generation, you hardly need 3 minutes to replace an entire joint. So these are extremely new. This is the latest of the technology, but the biggest difference, what comes in, is the addition of a FT sensor at the end, which gives the robot a tactile function, allowing it a sense of touch. Any direct contact at the flange or the last axis, the robot becomes extremely sensitive and is safe to work with, and it can stop. You have applications, we have solutions. You have different components that you can directly buy from on our website, like a gripper, like a camera, to anything and everything. We have, you can please log on to our website called Universal Robots. You have a platform called UR Plus. Once you log on to that, you can buy any sort of gripper, any sort of camera, jackets, safety equipment, safety softwares, simulation softwares, everything can be procured at one single point. You don't need additional vendors, additional people to help you with that. All of this is to help you as an end user towards do-it-yourself automation. As the levels increases, so will your cost. As the complexity of the application increases, your cost also increases. Similarly, but if you are able to buy all the resources from a single point, like an Amazon's shopping center or a online platform, it helps you design different applications and deploy cobots. So we are providing that through our UR Plus platform and application kits. Please log on to them, buy the tools of your choice, plug it onto the robot, and deploy your applications. This is what the UR Plus platform will look like. You've got simulation softwares, like I mentioned, 2-finger gripper, 3-finger grippers, cameras, sleeves, jackets, softwares, hardwares, O-rings, everything. 2-dimensional camera, 3-dimensional camera, hoses, safety guards for the breech pendant, which is like an iPad device to program the robot. Every element what is required is available on the UR Plus platform. We have close to 300 certified UR products. We have close to developing companies who are IT and hardware companies who develop solutions and get that deployed on our system. To maintain the health of a robot, you can buy, if you're a current user of a robot, if you're on the webinar and you're already using robots, it's important to maintain the health of a robot or to keep check on the health of a robot. You can definitely deploy a solution, a software solution called RoboMon. It's available on UR Plus, plug and play. You can deploy it on your system to check the health of this the robot which is deployed. UR Academy is an online platform. Like I mentioned, it's got close to 9-12 modules. These modules, the entire set of modules will take about 87 to 90 minutes. You should be able to finish the entire thing and program these robots by yourself. There are offline simulation and online simulation modules which is available. Feel free to get in touch with us. We can send you the link. Download them onto your laptop. You can program every line of what is required in your application and import it onto the robot. Listed as one of the smartest companies globally by MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. This is not a list wherein the companies are big or profitable or etc. This is a list. This is a list which looks at next generation of manufacturing and says, if I have to hire someone, I want to look at the smartest people. If I have to buy a phone, it has to be a smartphone. But if I have to invest in a technology in my manufacturing site, am I okay to compromise with something which is normal or look at a smart technology? Here is a technology from Universal Robots, which is absolutely smart, aligned to Industry 4.0 technology, and a plug-and-play device. So look at it more like a tool which can help you take your manufacturing to a completely new level. Many companies, including the ones in India, who benefited globally, were recognized globally for the efforts they've done. Here is a company which is Sandvik. Sandvik, I'm pretty sure the people from Pune will definitely recognize this. The letter which he received from the Vice President of Production from Sweden for one of the innovation he's okay, I've got one question. I proceed with this. Ma'am, please feel free to drop that question to us. We'll be more than happy to answer that. So this is from Sandvik, a letter which has gone from the production head, vice president, saying for the installation of cobots, an initiative really in the line of our digital ambition, which was done in a cost-efficient way. It is impressive that although being one of the cheapest labor cost countries, Pune tries to stay in the front line when it comes to digitizing production. If we see any financial effect of cobots in Pune, we most probably can expect significant impact in other units. So companies like this are seeing benefit, and here you see the person being recognized for his efforts. We see a video. I had asked someone to take a look at this video from Blue Star. What they achieved was phenomenal: 100% increase in quality and 0% reject. Which plant manager would not want to see that on his board? Nokia stating the factories of future being collaborative robots on their annual GM meet reports. We also did something like these, which are extremely cool. Xi arguably one of the strongest and debated leaders of today. From that to you have Mr. Pradeep David speaking to the um, Ministry of Commerce and today's Ministry of Petroleum, speaking of manufacturing of future, or to serve wine and etc. to the princess and queen from Denmark. But we also did something really cool, and what cobots will generally help you is to find applications like these. Who would want to go onto a wind turbine somewhere in the middle of a sea? It's called offshore wind turbines. These are deployed to generate a lot of electricity. But who would want to do this task of going all the way up this turbine to fix something on its nacelle and then come down? That's a very tedious job. But you have companies like Siemens Gamesa, which have deployed a robot on a rover whose job is to carry different tools and a camera and go right up that um, tower, which is a turbine tower, and then go find mistakes and then, oh, there's a crack over here, there's a hole over here, there's a leakage system over here, pull out a welding gun, fix it, and then come back. But the human whose intelligence is being used is sitting somewhere else and guiding the robot to do the most difficult job. So you can think of very innovative applications. You don't have any limitations on this. It's extremely easy to learn. You will learn the whole technology in about 90 minutes and you can run the system. Consider this more like a part of your toolbox. You don't need hundreds of drill guns and hundreds of spanners to do your job. You just need one robot. Similarly, you will just need one robot to do multiple applications, which is very light to carry around and deploy it at multiple sites. There's always a secret. The secret is to get started. Find one application, find the most critical application on your shop floor, an easier one to start off with. Share the details with us at AVIN, A for Apple, V for Victory, I for India, N for Norway, @ universal-robots.com. And we will be more than happy to take your emails, take a refer at your application, and then give you solutions. Handing over to Karan, who's a technical expert, can show us a quick demo on the robot.
Yeah, 1 second, Sagan.
Sure.
Setting up the software.
We've got some really exciting questions coming in. Yes, there's a lot of applications related to inspection we can definitely look at. Pick and place is definitely one space. Anything which is repeated in its kind, please let us know. SMEs, MSMEs, yes, these are the right solutions for you. As your cost of ownership, you shouldn't be looking at the price of the robot or price of the cobot.
So you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so we'll start with a short demo of the cobot, where you can see I can program the robot, and if person comes in contact with how the system will react. So the next screen will be the you can see the robot over here and the teach unit. So this is a UR3 what I have right now at my home, and it's a 3 kg payload. So as someone asked like what payload or what weighs the cobot is, so 3 kg means it's UR3 with 3 kilograms. So you can see here, so you can see it's a 1 kg gripper. So with this robot I can only lift now only 2 kilograms. So the payload capacity is 3 kg. Then we have a UR5 with 5 kilograms and UR10 and then UR16. So the UR after that in numerical terms is the payload capacity. Other than the weight for this robot, it starts from this location. Start from this location over here till this is around 11 kilograms, and then UR5 is 18, UR10 is 30 kilograms, and UR16 is 33 kilograms. So this is in terms of the mass of the control box. So let me start with a short program. So right now the power is off. You can see on the niche panel. Sorry, I cannot move the robot. So bar is off. You cannot see anything on the graphics. And once you click on, the graphic image will show on the screen. So meaning the data is fed from the encoders to the control box. And now you can hit on start. The brake will release. You will get 6 times sounds on the motors. When it goes to normal, you can click on OK. And still, you cannot move the robot. Still, it's on, but you cannot move it. So we have a free drive button at the back and side. It's black press button. So once you press this, then only you can move the robot any way you want. So if I remove the finger, then I cannot move. So it's we give it in terms of a safety, because if robot you are moving by hand, you can easily any human operator can control it very easily. In the workspace of the robot, you can move it anywhere you want. So once I again move the finger, then I cannot move it. So this is the first step, how easy you can move the robot. The first screen will tell you you can load a program, meaning you can select any program you want from the list, and you can start that program. You can pick a pick place template program or maybe an empty program. So empty program is kind of empty here, and you can see once I load in the commands, the commands will be shown on the left hand side of the pane. In the graphics, you can increase this kind of graphics over here, and once you move the robot, the graphics is also moving. So every time you will get the real position of the robot from the encoders, even if you switch off the robot for a longer term. This is one way of moving it. Other way is you can use the keys to move. So if I press this Z plus, then the robot will go up. Or if I press Z minus, robot will go down. Or Y minus or Y plus, it's like back and front, and towards me and then into the wall. So then we have the rotation over here, the rotation axis, which is roll, pitch, and yaw. So you can move the robot in any angular rotation you want. So left hand side, again, it's for a linear section. The right hand side, if you want to only rotate this base joint, then you click on base arrow, only the base is moving, rest shape of the robot will remain similar. So we have 6 joints of the robot. If you can see here, we have the base joint, which is this, what we call as a base, like a body of a human being. Then we have a shoulder joint over here. Then we have elbow. We have a wrist 1, which is this, and wrist 2, and wrist 3. All the blue caps is one joint, and robot can rotate plus minus 360 in all the directions. So there is no blind spot in the robot as compared with the industrial robots. So meaning like you can put 4 machines all around, and robot can take care of all the 4 machines. The UR3, the last axis, comes with an infinite rotation. So this axis can rotate for infinite rotations you want, and you can do 8 newtons or say up to 10 newton meters of torquing with the UR3. So just mount a bit, fix a screw, and just do the screw driving application, because this is kind of free in here. On the other models, all are plus minus 360 rotation. We have one free drive on the screen also. So if I'm not pressing the back one, but I'm pressing this free drive over here, then also I can move the robot anywhere, anywhere. So this is how basically you can move the robot anywhere in the space. So let's make a short program. So I'm creating a waypoint, which is kind of a target location for the robot. So maybe I'll start from here, and I say the question mark speaks that the point is not set. So you can click on set waypoint and click OK, and I can see a robot image over there. Add another waypoint on this plus button, and then you can move the robot anywhere you need. and then click OK, add another waypoint, and then you can move the robot to here and add another waypoint, and you can say come in front. So it's 4 random waypoints, and you can see the black lines on the graphics. So when I play the program, it follows the same line, the same path the robot will follow. So once you hit play, this screen will tell you that you have to take the robot to the first position, which was straight when I taught it. So you have to keep your finger over here, and robot will automatically go. So you go there and you click here, and then once you click OK, the robot will start following the same path as shown in the graphics. So this is running on a normal speed, and if operator is working next to the robot, based on the force feedback what we set in the safety system, the robot will stop and it will give a protective message on the screen. You can say enable robot, move away, and just play the robot. So it starts again from the same location. Now this you can do with higher speed, so now it's slow. So let me increase the speed to say 150, 250. So now if I run, the robot will on a faster, so I will not stop in the first cycle. So it's kind of faster than before. So now if I try to stop it in hand, it's kind of stop it here, or you can take a bump right on the body. So in all the way, yeah, it will function. And so this is the safety comes with collaborative robots, and whether you can touch it on the tool or you can touch on the robot, the force will be equivalent if you're using this UR3 model. But if you consider a UR5E or a 3E, which is the fifth generation series, then we have given a four-stalk sensor on inside the robot. So this section is quite sensitive in the E series model. If a small touch will stop actually the robot, and you won't get a pinch on the body. Other than this, we have you can do I/O communication. Um, so we have 16 digital input outputs available on the screen. You can connect with external PLC or with the machines. We're also giving as a preloaded communication channel for Modbus, Ethernet, TCP/IP, and Profinet, so you don't have to purchase that also. On the programming front, system comes with 4 wizards. What we have is a prioritizing wizard, stack and destacking, force function, and conveyor tracking. So this is all built up as a standard software package, and you can do easily all these 4 applications like a plug and play. Uh, in the log window, the consumption for right now it's taking around 43 watts. So the maximum consumption for UR3 is 100 watts. All our robots run on a single phase supply, so you don't need a 3-phase supply to run the robot. And want to see controller, then so here is the controller. So this is a control box. The left hand side is the safety system, or you can say an inbuilt PLC with 16 digital outputs. The right hand side is the motherboard, which controls all the ergonomics of the robot. And the control box weighs around 15 kilograms. It's a small box, and most of the parts are common with a different model control box also. So all the electronics are common. Mostly it's common. There is no difference. On the joints, over here, the base joint and the shoulder joint is of same size, meaning I can interchange these 2 sizes, and I can interchange these 3 sizes over here. So meaning if you have a trouble with one joint, you can just easily replace the joint. So to maintain the system, you don't only you need only 3 joints to cover the whole robot. Like it's not like an industrial robot where you need 25 to 30 different spare parts, because all the electronics, mechanics is built inside this joint. Only thing is you have to open this from 8 volts, put a new joint, and again the robot will be running for its life. Uh, so this is a short demo on the robot. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat window or the Q&A session. Thank you, Sogan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karan.
Yeah.
I hope that was a good session for a demo, which was a quick demo. Feel free to let us know if you have any application that you can think of. Be more than happy to do trials of that in our own office, or at the robot whatever Karan was having is at his home. We have our offices based out and people based out of Bangalore, which is the head office for South Asia. We also have a regional office based out of Noida, Delhi, and distributors across the country. We operate through 15 distributors. So feel free to let us know any of your applications. We'll be more than happy to try them and give you the right solutions.
So, Saugand, we have some questions which are already there, where Karan mentioned that he would like to answer these questions live.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, can we use the cobot for plastic molding industry? Yes, we can use. Sagan, can you share TCI case story?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah. So that is for the plastic injection molding. Robot can be used for taking out parts from the injection molding machine, and we have that option inbuilt. So basically, what we give with the robot is the injection molding unit. It's an add-on thing, but you can just connect that add-on device with the injection molding machine and between the cobot, and you are up and running for injection molding. We have done one in India, but we cannot share the details because of the NDA. But yes, people are using for injection molding plastic machines in India also. So maybe I'll search that video.
So I've got that. Just in a split second. So I'll take you through the video. I hope everyone can see this. Quick thing.
We use UR3 for assembling yoga maker. Also buying a native. This was done very good stuff. That's the operation.
After the product is molded, the UR3 aligns and passes the product through a label printer. Then it adheres the label to the base of the product. The UR3 then inverts and places the product onto a mandrel. Then picks up the mold feeder and places them in the base of the product. The pneumatic press is then activated, which presses the feet firmly on the product. The UR3 then picks up the finished assembly and places it on a conveyor belt for delivery to the next process. The UR3 is a compact tabletop robot that weighs just 11 kg and is capable of handling payloads up to 3 kilograms. The robot has a reach radius of up to 500 millimeters and features 720-degree rotation on all joints and infinite rotation on the end joint. It is ideal for manufacturers such as TCI that have limited factory floor space and a number of intricate processes.
Payback period of UR3 is approximately around 6 months. The UR3 payback has been very successful, and so successful that the high robot, which we implemented in our storage line.
Yeah. So that was from the injection molding side. Any other questions?
There's a question: can they be used for material handling and transportation?
Oh yeah, I was just on that question. Yeah. Absolutely yes. Material handling and transportation can definitely be used. We've got ample applications wherein cobots is being used for basically material handling can be if it's into glue dispensing kind of application, there's material, you have to apply that onto something. Yes, you can do that. If it's just about pick and place, that's a sweet spot. You can definitely do that one also. So there are many applications on the transportation side. Logistics, yes, you have warehousing solutions which are looking at deploying cobots. We have a company, we have a case story wherein the user was able to get a 500% in productivity by deploying cobots. 500%. That's a lot of increase in productivity. So you can definitely look at that one. At the same time, I'll share that link. At the same time, if you're looking at mobile, robots being deployed on mobile platforms, you can mount it on automatic guided vehicles. Companies like MIR, which are known to supply machines like mobile devices, automatic guided vehicles, you can deploy a robot on a device which can carry and do multiple applications from one side to another side.
Question from Hari Krishna: what will be the payload recommended for welding?
So, Karan, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So see, the MIG welding gun could be around 3 kilograms, and you can use a UR5 or a UR10 based on the reach. But yes, you cannot mount a wire feeder on the robot. So it's not like an industrial robot where you can mount a wire feeder directly on the robot. So wire feeder can be placed away from the robot, or it could be on top of on the the weld source. So only the dressing can be mounted using clamps, but but you cannot directly mount a wire feeder because we don't have that provision to.
Yeah, Karan, he want to know one more thing about the MIG welding application with a wire feeder that is 7 kg. Can the wire feeder be mounted over the robot as in industrial robots?
No. So you cannot mount. That is what I answered.
Yeah.
You cannot mount a wire feeder on your cobots. You can mount a lightweight dressing using C clamps, which will not affect the ergonomics of the system. So maybe I can share a video of welding where how people are using it, so it will get a clear picture for the robot.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is one way of doing the welding. This solution is from Megatronic, where they are supplying their complete weld source with a software capable to do with UR cobalt. So it's video where you can mount a big welding gun. So you can see there is no wire feeder on top. Everything is mounted separately, and you can use the cobalt for welding application. Now, the only concern against welding is the spatter. So we have fire resistant jackets which you can mount on the robot to protect these blue caps, which are made of PP plastic. Other than that, you can easily use cobots for welding application, and you can also like hand teach wherever the welding path is, and just play the hit button to run the robot. So it's very easy if you compare in terms of programming, and yeah, rest. There are a lot of videos available on YouTube on UR cobots using with welding. So it will give you more information on what kind of applications, or you can do TIG welding also. You can do MIG welding, arc welding with the cobots.
Video also addressed Reggie's question about the cases where you have installed.
Which one?
Srijit also asked about some cases where you are using this solution for welding industry. That is already addressed now in this video.
Yeah.
So you have
presently in India we don't have uh, installation with welding like on a shop floor. But yes, we have a case story from PSG College in Coimbatore where they bought cobot for teaching the students how they can use cobot for welding. So I think we can share that link on the chat, and people can see that later, and how the universities are using to teach welding application using cobots to the students.
Asked about the communication protocol which is required. We offer all communication protocols. Karan, you want to explain a little more on that?
Yeah, so communication protocol is like what we are giving by default is a Modbus communication, Ethernet TCP/IP, and Profinet. So if you have a Siemens PLC, then you can directly connect with Profinet. If you have Rockwell or Allen Bradley PLC, then you can use Ethernet TCP/IP or Mitsubishi with Ethernet TCP/IP. And Modbus communication can be used, a direct Modbus communication between the machine and the robot, or you can have a PLC which supports Modbus, and then you can connect with Modbus communication also. So these all three communication protocols are coming by default with the software. So you don't have to purchase all stuff, and it's available in all the cobot model, whether you buy a UR3 or you buy a UR10 or a UR16. So it's a standard package which is coming with the software.
I hope that question was answered, Mr. Roy.
Yeah, we have one more question that do you have a lease-based model for MSMEs?
We don't have any lease-based model for MSMEs, but some of our partners do offer them. My request is please write to us. We can definitely look at the costings and see what kind of financing models we can support our customers with, and we'll take it forward. But currently, to give you an answer to that, the answer would be no. We don't have a leasing model, but we'll have to see with some of our distributors and get back to you with that.
Yeah. Sachin Sharma want to know, can they be used for inspection of different sizes of glass bottles?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. You can look at using these coverts. You just need a camera to be integrated to the end of it, and share us a video of what kind of glasses are you trying to inspect using these robots. Sorry for the disturbance. What kind of glasses are you trying to inspect using cobots? We'd be more than happy to give you a solution because I think we have some reference cases. We'll share them with you once you share that details with us.
Yeah. Venkatesha would like to know what will be the price for 20 kg weight.
We don't manufacture 20 kg weight. We just have robots up to 16 kilos. So that's the only product line what we.
So we have answered most of the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to say anything before we complete, Saugan?
Yeah. So I think that was a very interactive session. There's a lot of questions. I think we answered most of them to the best of our knowledge and ability. But at the same time, please remember there's 44,000 cobots deployed globally. So all the repository of all these applications and the knowledge, we will definitely have them. We can definitely share it with you also. Please write to us sharing this is my requirement, this is the application which I'm trying to automate. Our objective will be to support you and get your factory automation ready and take your automation to a whole new level, aligning your manufacturing on the lines of Industry 4.0. So for that, give us a chance to come down to your factory, take a look at the lines, take a look at your videos, share the details with us at AVIN, A for Apple, V for Victory, I for India, N for Norway, at the rate universal-robots, robots.com. You can reach us at the contact number, which I think Prasad has it. You can definitely share it. If not, if you want to make a note of it, it's 9740794658. I'll repeat 9740794658. That's my contact number. That's Sogan. Please feel free to get in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to talk to each one of you. Study your application with Karandeep Singh, who's a technical expert, and we can offer you the best solution.
Yeah, that was very informative session, Saugan. OEM update. Thank everybody, all the delegates, for attending this knowledge session on manufacturing excellence with collaborative robots. And thank you, especially Mr. Saugan and Universal Robot Swing, for sharing your technology views that can really elevate our manufacturing space to the next level. Thank you and good day to you all.